In today's DNA age of 21st century, the world is moving on the path of globalization due to rapid technological advancement, growth and development. As a result, the countries are becoming an integral part of the global consortium to benefit and secure their future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, a Sanskrit phrase which means the world is one family, has become a reality. History shows that people had migrated from one place to another for a better future, social and economic well-being of the family. In the aftermath of World War II, Australia's then Prime Minister Ben Chifley had introduced immigration policy to invite people from other countries for Australia's development and greater security. Like many countries, Nepalese had also started migrating, and after Australia opened the migration to Asian countries in the early 80s, Nepalese started coming to Australia in large numbers. Bharan Ser Rai, the first Nepali settler in Victoria, explains his experience on his own words.
म यहाँ भिक्टोरियामा आउँदाखेरिमा चाहिँ म चाहिँ यहाँ यो बजारमा घुम्दाखेरिमा म नेपाली टोपी लाउँथेँ अनि नेपाली भनेर चाहिँ मलाई थाहा भयो। उनीहरूले चाहिँ मलाई नमस्ते भन्थ्यो अनि त्यो नमस्ते हुँदाखेरिमा चाहिँ म उनीहरूसँग जान्थेँ अनि तपाईँ नेपाली बोल्छ भने त्यति बेला म अब इङ्ग्लिस त्यति नबोल्ने अन्त उसले भन्यो न न न भन्थ्यो अनि पछि अब मैले चाहिँ सोद्धाखेरिमा चाहिँ उनीहरूले चाहिँ तिमीले कसरी थाहा भयो त भन्यो अनि तिमीले नेपाली टोपी लाछौ तिमी नेपाली हो भनेर भन्यो मलाई.
He also describes the problem he faced in his early days.
खास गरिकन यहाँ नै आउँदाखेरिमा चाहिँ अब हामीलाई भाषाकै प्रब्लम थियो. अब इङ्ग्लिस बोल्नु अब त्यति साह्रो आउँथेन अनि त्यसमा कम्युनिकेसनको लागि चाहिँ साह्रो गाह्रो पर्थ्यो अनि हामी नेपाली बोल्ने बानी भएको कारणले नेपाली आफ्नो दुःख सुखको कुरा गर्थ्यौँ.
After leaving own motherland, it is natural to feel secluded, depressed, distressed and disconnected. It is not good to be in such a situation, as human beings are social creatures by nature. Any opportunity which helps to meet one another, share joys and sorrows, celebrating own culture and festivals makes one feel at home and exultant. Establishment of any Nepali organization in Australia will eventually help unite, promote brotherhood, preserve culture and address growing Nepalese community problems through organization activities. Some of the elders who were early arrivals in Victoria in the early 80s had taken initiatives to establish Nepalese Association of Victoria. Chandra Yonjan, a founding member and one of the pioneers, says community had put in tireless effort to unite and establish Nepalese Association of Victoria.
नेपालीहरु बढ्दै जाने क्रममा हाम्रो नेपालीहरुको समस्याहरु आउन थाल्यो जस्तै इमिग्रेसनमा चाहिँ इश्युजहरु आउन थाल्यो त्यसपछि चाहिँ म त के रे अब कति चाहिँ म त के रे अब नेपालीहरु चाहिँ म त एकदमै दुःख पाउने अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ उहाँहरुको लिगली हेल्पको लागि चाहिँ आवश्यकता हामीले ठान्यौ र हामीले नाफामा चाहिँ कुरा पनि राख्यौ अब चाहिँ म त के रे नाफाले यस्तोमा पनि हेल्प गर्नु पर्यो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ डेफिनेटली नाफा इज नट अ पोलिटिकल अर्गनाइजेसन अथवा चाहिँ इज नट अ यो चाहिँ लबी गर्ने अर्गनाइजेसन अथवा कुनै एउटा चाहिँ यो त्यो नभएको कारणले उहाँहरूले चाहिँ हेल्प गर्नु चाहिँ त्यति अनकनाएको कारण अथवा उहाँहरूको चाहिँ क्षमता भन्दा बाहिरको एउटा चाहिँ कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हैन हामीलाई त यो त चाहिन्छ हाम्रो भनेर अनि हामीले चाहिँ यो एउटा चाहिँ नेप्लिज एसोसिएसन भिक्टोरियाको चाहिँ हाम्रो परिकल्पना त्यसरी भएको हो.
A meeting of the elders in Victoria on June 19, 1994 discussed and agreed to work towards forming a Nepali organization in Victoria. The meeting unanimously endorsed renaming the proposed Gurkha Nepalese community to Nepalese Association of Victoria after extensive discussions. The organization was formally registered on January 10, 1997 under the Association Incorporation Act 1981 with the main objective to work for the well-being of the Nepalese community of Victoria. Dr. Raju Adhikari, the founding president of this organization, shares his views about the need and necessity to formally register the organization, its vision, mission, objectives, structure, and strategic course to make it an inclusive organization.
The reason being is that we really wanted to look after our community and be in the mainstream of the Australian society, and also and work together. And for that, we needed to have our own identity, our own cultural heritage, sort of identity. So we realized, started exploring, registering this Nepalese Association of Victoria in Australia. The name Nepalese Association was given because we wanted it to be very inclusive. We wanted all the 36 Jat, the 4 Varna Nepali, all come under NAV, instead of picking up a very selective name. So that's how we ended up registering this organization under the Australian Incorporation Act 1988, which allowed us and enabled us to grow ourselves into a full-blown institution, what we are today, and help our community grow, institution grow, and also protect our culture, identity, and heritage so strongly. And we are such on a strong footing and in the front line, contributing to Australian mainstream policy as well. And structure-wise, I think, as I said, Australia Incorporation Act allows us to form a committee which has a president, vice president, and 5 members, altogether 11-member committee. That's how we were structured in the beginning. But later, NAV also tried to make a lot of committees to execute different tasks for different activities. And now we also have lots of committees besides the main executive body. We have a lot of executive task committee which NAV takes care of and execute most of our projects.
Since its inception till to date, after 25th spring years, the organization has been successful in shouldering its responsibility and achieving goal and leaving a good image of the organization on the minds of all Nepalese living in Victoria. The key signature program and activities included Nepali Festival Celebration, Melbourne Chautari Radio, Nepali Language and Culture School, Children's Day, Teas, Excellent Award, Student Meet and Greet, Set Up Nepali Books Collection Corner in Moreland Library, multicultural sports tournaments, domestic violence, child sex abuse, mental health first aid training, and other social awareness programs. The outstanding works were recognized by Victorian Multicultural Commission and awarded the organization with a Community Meritorious Service Award in 2013. Alongside the organizational award, individuals Dr. Raju Adhikari, Ranjan Vaidya, Bam Yonjan, Sudhir Sakya, Jog Limbu, Raju Sakya, and Deepa Rai also received Meritorious Community Service Award from the Victorian Multicultural Commission, which is a matter of pride for both organization and the Nepalese community. Deepa Rai, the first female vice president of the organization, explains about some of the important programs started by the organization for women.
One of the biggest teach program into Victoria, which was attended by more than 500 women from the Nepalese community, and we also brought one of the most inspirational leader, Pushpa Basnet, from Nepal to participate in the event and inspire the women, Nepalese women in our community. As a part of this program, these became massively successful in Victoria, and it is one of the most significant events of Nepalese Association of Victoria. We also introduced mental health program focused on domestic violence, and this has actually led to a lot of other organizations within Nepalese community to speak about domestic violence and women's health openly, and which has also been massively supported by our community. I think due to my involvement in Nepalese Association of Victoria, I have contributed massively in empowering and encouraging a lot of our women to work with the community and in women's issues.
In the coming days, the organization plans to take new initiative to reach out to the second generation Nepali by engaging them and concerned organization. One of the advisors of Nepalese Association of Victoria, Jog Limbu, explains on his own word.
NAV ले भावी सन्तानलाई प्लेटफर्म दिनेछ। त्यो अनुरूप भविष्यमा हामी भावी सन्तानलाई काउन्सिलरको मेयर, काउन्सिलरमा, पार्लियामेन्ट र फेडरेसनमा एमपी बनाउने र त्यसमा नेतृत्व गर्ने साथसाथै हेल्थ सेक्टर भयो, तपाईं एजुकेसन भयो, स्पोर्ट र अन्य सेक्टरहरुमा पनि महत्त्वपूर्ण भूमिका खेल्ने एउटा प्लेटफर्म चाहिँ NAV ले सृजना गर्नेछ।
There are plenty of vivid examples of organization activities that has inspired future generation to volunteer for community activities and leadership role. The second generation, Prerna Malla, explains her experience.
As a young member of the community, I feel immensely proud to see the role that NAV has played in uplifting our community. NAV has played a really significant role in promoting youth development and is one of the very few Nepali organizations in Australia that is constantly seeking to provide a platform to the young members of the community. A big example of that is myself. I got the opportunity to work as a secretary of NAV from 2018 to 2020. Serving the community for almost 2 years, I got the chance to learn so many things and develop myself on both personal as well as professional ways. I've made such great networks due to NAV, and it has definitely helped me to broaden my horizons.
Nepalese Association of Victoria also initiated philanthropy projects like working with Help Nepal Network to build schools, relief distribution and awareness vaccination and counseling campaign during COVID crisis. Nepalese Association of Victoria also formed an earthquake relief committee in collaboration with other community organizations in Victoria to raise funds for the reconstruction and restoration of structures and houses damaged by the 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Nepal on April 25, 2015. With the motto, "Our community, our strength," it was possible due to outstanding contribution from the leaders of the organization, executive team, and community at large. The organization achievement reflects the essence of the spirit and is a matter of pride for all the Victorian Nepalese. This has inspired Nepalese communities at large to get involved, support, and celebrate the organization's Silver Jubilee achievement and be a part of this journey in promoting and preserving Nepal's identity and uniting community voices for strengthening multiculturalism. Chin Tan, Race Commissioner, Australian Human Rights Commission, recounts his experiences of working closely with the organization in the past as a chairperson of the Victorian Multicultural Commission as the most enjoyable experience.
Namaste to you all. Congratulations to all Nepali living in Victoria on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the NAV. I've had association with the NAV for the last 10 years since I took on my role as the chairperson of the Victorian Multicultural Commission. And I've seen the growth and the expanding empowerment of this organization and how it's been able to take us Victorians of Nepalese background with them to build a community that has, for me, been a very successful community in reflecting a multicultural Australia. The contribution you make in your diligence, commitment to community harmony is terribly important, but also your individual contributions as who you are, your skills, your talent that you have input and brought to this country, into this state, has been phenomenal. And for me, it's always been a pleasure to work with the Nepalese community because you're so successful at what you do. Obviously, there's more work to be done. There's more that we can do to empower the community to contribute more. But where you are for a 25th anniversary organization, you've done very well in terms of your achievement, in terms of your contribution to this country and to this state.
Boithe, the Deputy Chairperson of the Victorian Multicultural Commission, also shared his experiences working with the organization in the following manner.
I would like to congratulate and acknowledge the Nepalese Association of Victoria on your Silver Jubilee, celebrating 25 years since you first started. Reflecting on the years I've had the opportunity to work with our Nepalese community reminds me of the rich diversity that comes from Nepal, and also the delicious momo and the hospitality of the community. I also want to thank the NAV for its support and collaboration with the Victorian Multicultural Commission throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. The NAV has continued to provide a critical support to community members in need, from culturally appropriate food to translation, employment service, and well-being support. Thank you to everyone who has volunteered and supported the NAV for the last 25 years. It has been an honor working alongside you, and we look forward to continue working closely with the NAV in the future.
Ram Gurung, the current chairman of the oldest Nepalese organization in Victoria, expressed his gratitude to everyone who have contributed to help organization reach this 25th years milestone and celebrate its success.
न्यावले आफ्नो स्थापना कालदेखि यहाँसम्म आइपुग्दा विभिन्न चरणहरू पार गर्दै आएको छ। त्यसमा म सर्वप्रथमतः हाम्रा अग्रज संस्थापकज्यूहरू, हाम्रा पूर्व अध्यक्षज्यूहरू र हाम्रा सल्लाहकारज्यूहरू र अनि हाम्रा कमिटीका सम्पूर्ण सदस्यज्यूहरूमा आभारीका साथ सम्मान व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। न्यावलाई यो उचाइसम्म ल्याइपुर्याउन तपाईहरुको साथ र सहयोगले मलाई थप ऊर्जा मिलेको छ। विभिन्न बहुसांस्कृतिक सङ्घ संस्थाहरूसँगको सहकार्य, भिक्टोरिया राज्य सरकारको पूर्ण सहयोग, बीएमसीसँगको सहयोग र सहकार्यले न्यावलाई सुस्त र द्रुत गतिमा अगाडि बढ्न ठूलो सहयोग मिलेको छ।
In the coming days, the organization will work with local council, state and central government to strongly advocate and represent Nepali communities at policy level. The organization has a long-term vision and will work towards achieving this in a timely manner and contribute to build this organization image and represent Nepalese communities in all spheres.